Hey, you remember when we were having this discussion about, this potential 18-game season, and Roger Goodell had kind of hinted at it, and we set it over-under at like a year and a half or something like that, or 2 years, whatever it was. I feel like we might have overestimated the NFL's ability to get the NFLPA agree to an 18-game season, because the NFLPA executive director, Lloyd Howell, told the Washington Post that the PA and the league have talked, quote, at a very, very, very high level about the potential of having an 18th game and what it would look like. So basically, this is probably going to be implemented in, 2025? You thinking next year they're going to figure out 18 games? If we're not even at 2024 and they're already having conversations about this feels like this is going to happen way sooner than maybe anybody expected.
Q?
Okay,
Brady?
or throw this to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Q?
I don't know if it's going to be happening sooner than we expected. I think once the rumors about an 18th game came out, everyone in their minds like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Why don't we want 17 games? Which it did feel like an awkward number. But if you're trying to milk all you can out of the media rights deals from the TV networks, you incrementally increase to then get the revenue up, which it will get up there eventually based on what we're seeing from the revenue growth in the league. But the more interesting part of this, and I'm going to get on a soapbox for a second, is if you are the NFLPA, you have this window in time, you have this golden opportunity, and you got a couple swings at it. 18 games is one. When this league goes to 20 games, that's two. Whatever monumental change, if you are a part of the NFLPA that you want to create forever for the players,
you got to do it now.
It's now. This is it. And if you don't, you have forever lost whatever leverage, whatever opportunity exists that's out there. This is it. Like, this is the one thing that I think you have in your back pocket. Everyone understands in order to grow to the league with the way their owners want to, the way everyone kind of wants to ultimately, but specifically the owners, it's the amount of games. And you are the players. You're the ones putting your body through all of the wear and tear, putting your body at risk, your future well-being. This is your opportunity. And if you think, by the way, if you think the contracts are crazy now, just wait until we get to 18 to 20 games. I mean, that's going to continue to increase. That's one of the reasons why I think a lot of players understand, especially at the top of the market at their positions, why they want 18 to 20 games. And it's always the top of the market players, the guys who are the best in the league, that tend to push these initiatives amongst the rest of the players in the NFL. Even if it's not in their best interest, doesn't matter. So this is it. Like, the players finally have leverage. They finally have an opportunity to be able to get what they want. You get one thing, but get what you want. I hope they do. I hope they take advantage of this opportunity.
Whew. Well, I know hearing, Kittle talk about the 18 games, hearing who was the quarterback that said was it Burrow that said have the 2 bye weeks and then do a Pro Bowl?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So I kind of felt like the handwriting was on the wall in terms of, the 18 games and having those sound bites from those quotes from players, current players and big name players. All that said to me is that the conversations are ensuing. So to your point, Q, I wonder how much conversation about what we want as players, how much of those conversations are taking place and how much of them are being dictated to the new league guy at the PA and what, because we have not heard that. Like, we continue to hear about the 18 games, but we don't hear anything about any details of the concessions of what will be put in place if this next game is added or even moving into the realm of 20 games.
One less preseason game. Like, and who's playing? How many actual stars and starters are playing in that third preseason game?
That's why they don't care.
Yeah, but again, I think there's I think there's the bigger play here is what Q is talking about in terms of leveraging for, like, I'm sitting here icing my back right now. I got a big-ass bag of ice on my back right now.
What's wrong
with your back?
It's just, my lower back is like, it's just, bro, I am more comfortable being in a linebacker stance posture than I am standing straight up.
Same.
Relatable.
So anyway, I'm trying to be serious here, Jonas. Golly, bro.
What? Trying to make you feel better.
You are not a linebacker.
What do you mean?
Anyway.
In all seriousness, to your point, though, like, we've talked about this. How is there not lifetime health care? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's, it's, to me, again, it would be interesting if, with all of these conversations surrounding the expansion of the league, the games, the amount of games, are we going to hear any details about how these athletes are going to be taken care of, during and post, more so probably post-career? Like, it's always like these things, you got to go through these long-ass, drawn-out processes to be able to get, some of the benefits of what it is that you get by playing in the league. And I'm not complaining about it. I mean, for me, I feel like I've done, I've had great guys, Troy, Vincent, and all those guys have really done a really excellent job of like walking guys through what they needed to do. But it almost, like, I don't know, you tell me, Q, but it almost, at some point in time, it almost seems like it's almost like it's a lot of fluff and like almost like gimmicky or scammy. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to go see this doctor, you got to talk to this legal firm, you got to do that. And it's like, to me, it's like, why do I have to do all of those things? I didn't have to do all of those things when I was playing. You made everything very readily available, very accessible, and now it's like you got to go through all of these gymnastics to be able to do it. I just wonder, are we going to hear any details about that type of conversation moving into expanding the amount of games? Or is it because they're making the game, air quotes, so much more safer? The practices are so much less, grueling on the bodies. And is that what they're looking at as, well, here's what we've done to make it easier to make it to 18 games. You don't practice as hard. You don't practice as long. You're not on the field as much. Like, we've taken out guys being able to maim you and butt you and all kinds of stuff on the field and hip drop tackle you and all that stuff. So you're getting what you want. I wonder if that's how the league is looking at it.
Maybe. I'm sure that's their argument for it. I mean, if you're the players, you have to put up a fight. Like, it would be a monumental task to be able to play 18 games. That's why I've continually said there's too many players talking about the inevitability of playing it. But here's the question I really want to ask. Hey, Jonas, do you care? As someone who consumes the NFL, like, that's one of the issues that I think it always comes down to is you say more games. Most fans, I think, go, yeah, we're in. Wait, why is it not happening? Oh, the players want more. The players want this. Like, all of a sudden, they become the bad guys, right?
Like, I just look at it the same way I look at the college football playoff expansion. Like, I didn't think it was necessary for a long time to go from 4 to 12 or whatever it was, and I pushed back on it for a long time, and then I just realized, what's the point? It's going to end up there anyway, so why even take a second to waste my thought or waste a care in the world, to your point about whether or not we're going to get to 12 games? It's going to happen because the money's there. And with this, once they went from 16 to 17, it was like, okay. It's like, they were slowly moving towards this, and then once we get to 8, like, I'm fully anticipating they're going to get back to having 2 bye weeks in each conference in the NFL playoffs, and we're going to get 8 playoff teams. Maybe that's part of this whole conversation. Like, I look at it and I go, every time they move slowly towards something, it's not the only move they're making. There's something else to fall in line, and the fact that, George Kittle spoke about it, and other players have spoken about it. I mean, Joe Burrow, I'm still trying to figure out what he did with his hair. Like, I don't get it. I don't know what the bleaching is.
He took the
Listen to that Slim Shady.
Yeah. I didn't know that was in again. I had no idea.
It to the next level, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had no idea that was in again. But I just looked at it and I said, we're going to end up at this point eventually.
Do y'all think
this
he looks
is the way
a
it's
little
going
bit
to go.
like Macaulay Culkin a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Not
I can
anymore.
see it.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
Yeah, not anymore.
If Macaulay Culkin had, like, grown up from a childhood star and, like, had muscles and could throw the football, it would be like Joe Burrow. But anyway, that's just I digress.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
I didn't mean to derail your point.
No, I don't care. I mean, but the point is, like, we all knew this is where it was going to get to, and the fact that they're speaking so openly about it.
Do you think